Over the last 5 years, I've worked with hundreds of different e-commerce brands, and some of them I've seen fail and some of them I've seen skyrocket and become a massive success. But what are some of the things that these brands are doing that achieve this massive success? What are they doing differently than you are? Well, in today's video, I want to break down the top 5 things that these successful e-commerce brands are doing that you're not, that are separating you from getting their success. Also, if you're new to the channel, let me just introduce myself. My name is Rasmus. I'm the owner of Minix, and we're an e-commerce marketing agency that specializes in helping e-commerce brands scale through paid advertising and UGC content on a performance-based approach. So if you're ready, let's get straight into it. So the first thing these highly successful brands are doing is that they're listening to their customers. This is arguably one of the most important things when it comes to having a successful e-commerce brand, and also why dropshipping are so damn hard. Because if you don't have a direct feedback loop, if you don't have customers and actual product market fit, and you can, speak to people and get their feedback on why your products are good or why they might suck, you're gonna have such a tough time actually scaling your business. Like, I could probably make an entire video just on customer feedback and how to actually implement that into your business. So if you want a video like that, just let me know down below in the comments. But one of the main reasons why you're not getting the sales you're looking to get is because you're not selling something that the marketplace actually wants. If there's no demand, you're simply not gonna be moving any inventory at all. Like, just look at all the trending products we've had over the time, like from fidget spinners to the posture correcting shirts. Like, that's pure demand just getting spun up like crazy. Now, you're probably not looking to dropship some of these short-lived trends, but what you want to be able to do is to spot trends in your current and existing customer base and your followers on social media. You want to be able to read what they're looking for and what they're currently craving to buy. So what I would advise you to do is look at all the emails you're getting, all the testimonials you're getting, all the comments you're getting on your Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and wherever you're online and present. And from that, you should be able to see what your audience are craving and what they're actually missing in their lives, and then you just go make that product. Another amazing thing you can do, which a lot of brands are doing right now on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, is that they're actually doing research and development with their existing following on social media, and then they'll ask their customers like, hey, do you want A or do you want B? And people will literally vote, and then they will tell you what are they actually looking to buy. And once you've then developed that product and it's close to perfect or however good you want to make it, then you launch it and you already know it's going to be a massive demand from your current following base, and then you just sell that to them and it will become a high demand product. The second thing they're doing is that they have amazing design and they're obsessed with quality, brand, and product design. And again, this is another tough one for dropshippers, but like today in 2023, you're just not gonna get around not having amazing product design, product quality, and also branding. It's just a necessity at this point. Your products needs to be the absolute best they can possibly be for you to even have a chance of building a long-term sustainable business. And truth be told, like right now, we actually don't have a single client that are not obsessed with their products. Usually that's why they come to work with us, because we know how to sell, but they know how to make amazing products. And if you have one but not the other, you're not going to be having a successful business. And it also just shows in the testimonials they're getting from their customers. Like, they have so many amazing happy customers that are telling their friends about them. They get amazing testimonials they can put on their website, and that focus on quality and design gives them such a big advantage over their competitors who might not be as focused on that. And also, just nailing product design and branding will make it so much easier for you to sell, because there's just no one who wants to buy a product that doesn't look good. And I think one person that really nailed product design, branding, and overall just product quality is Christian Guzman from AlphaLead. If you don't know him, he's the CEO and owner right now of AlphaLead. That's like a fitness apparel brand. They do like 100+ million a year in revenue at this point. But if you listen to some of the podcasts he's on, product design is literally all he preaches. And in fact, like, he's so into product design that he actually wants to find a CEO who can take over the company and actually run the company on a day-to-day basis. So he can just transition into becoming head of creative and head of product and just dedicate his entire day to just making new products and focusing on making the absolute best, highest quality product he can possibly put out on the market. And do you know why he's so obsessed with that? It's because he knows that if he puts out amazing products, people are bound to come back. Like people will vote with their dollars. And if your products are just not that good, like you're just not gonna have a high repeating customer rate. And if you don't have one right now, then that's proof your product should probably have a bump up in quality and design. But I also get that most people are not in a position to actually hire a CEO because not a lot of people have a 9-figure business. So yeah, if you're not in that category and you can't hire a CEO, I would just suggest that you spend more time on research and development and actually making your products as good as they can possibly be, because you will get rewarded in the long term for that. The third thing most successful businesses have in common is they have high margins. And I'm talking gross profit margins specifically, not net profit, that doesn't tell you a whole lot, but operating margin. Because your gross margin is literally like oxygen for your business. That's what finances payroll, warehouse, research and development, buying stock, and it also determines how fast you can scale your business. And some people get very weird about pricing and having high gross profit margins. A lot of people will get into the thought process of, oh, if I can sell my products as cheap as possible, then I'll be a good person and more people will actually come buy my products. But it's the complete opposite. You're not a good person for pricing your products cheaply and having low profit margins like 20, 30, 40%. Let me just give you an example and let's try and break it down. So let's say you buy stock for $10,000, right? And you plan on having a 30% profit margin. Then your max revenue from that would be 15 grand, right? That would be the total amount of revenue you could actually bring in from your $10,000 investment. So that 5K you potentially could make in profit would have to cover everything from ad spend, payroll, warehouse, Stripe fees, Shopify subscriptions, app subscriptions, like everything, that 5K. So that 5K, which would be your max profit, would have to cover stuff like ad spend, right? To actually allow you to move inventory. And let's just for argument's sake here, say you make a 5x ROAS, which I know is high, but just for argument's sake, as you start moving products, right? And you start spending on ads, you wouldn't be able to sell all your inventory before you would have to buy more stock, right? And for most businesses, a lead time is around 2 to 3 months right now on product if you want to ship it by ship and by sea. So fairly early on, you would have to buy more stock, right? And not only would you have to buy stock before you have sold out, but you also have to buy more stock so the next time you wouldn't sell out as quickly as you do now. Now, in this example, right, let's say you spend 1 grand and you made 5K back, right? You have 5x return on ad spend. That would mean that now you would have to buy more stock because you've sold a third of your inventory and your lead time is around 2 to 3 months. So optimistically, you would get your products the same day you actually sell out, or maybe you have to do like a pre-launch for a month, right? So after the first month, you would have to buy more stock. But your bank account, right? Let's say it started at 0. That would now be 10K in the hole after you bought your stock, right? For 10K. Then you spent 1,000 on ads. So now you're 11K in the hole, and then you made 5K back from your product. So you're 6K in the red right now. Now you call up your supplier and you tell them, hey, I need to buy double the stock I did last time so I can keep my stock for longer and I don't have to come back to you every 2, 3, 4 months. So now you spend an extra 20K. Now you're $25,000 in the hole. Do you see how stressful that would be for you? Like you sold 5K worth of product and you spent 30K on products right now, and you only have 10K worth of product in stock that you can actually sell, right? So it's a very stressful situation. Now, if you had 80% margin, right, and you had the same 15K worth in retail value, you would only have spent $3,000 on your stock. And as you can probably figure out, spending 3K on stock versus 10K, that's much easier on your financials and just your mental health, right? So now we have a bank account that's 3,000 in the red. You spend an extra $1,000 in ads, so you're down $4,000, but you got 5K back, right? So you're actually $1,000 in the green now. You actually made money and you have a cash positive bank account. And for you just to sleep well at night, having that 80% margin instead of 30%, like night and day difference, right? Because now, okay, you have to spend 6 grand on stock, but you're only 5K in the hole now instead of being 25,000 in the hole, right? So we actually say no to all clients that have a profit margin or gross profit margin below 65%, because the stress when you include returns, free shipping, Stripe fees or Shopify fees, and like everything combined, and also our service fee, like it's just gonna be such a headache, and it's just not gonna be sustainable, and it's gonna be more arguments than it's gonna be celebration. So at least aim to have 65% profit margin. Otherwise, you're doing yourself and you're doing your customers a disservice. The fourth thing most successful e-commerce brands have in common is sticky products. So if you don't know what a sticky product is, basically a sticky product is something that your customers can or should buy on a repeated basis. And having sticky products is just incredible for compounding your business revenue. Like let's say you have a product that people can buy 5 times in a year, and your competitor has a product that they only want to buy 1 or 2 times a year, right? Paying the same $100, for example, to acquire that customer, you can get 2.5 to 5 times more revenue out of that same customer, which means that you can start paying exponentially more to acquire customers and just purely outcompete your competition. It's the same reason why SaaS and subscription-based businesses are valued so much higher than your traditional e-commerce agency. It's because they have repeated customers, and repeat customers are good. And so right now in our agency, the best and fastest scaling clients we have at the moment is the clients that are seeing paid advertising as a way of just acquiring customers. Basically, all they're trying to accomplish with Facebook ads and Google ads and TikTok ads is just to amass a bunch of people who's tried their products. That's all they're trying to do. So you might be thinking, why is our customers and why is your competitors more focused on just amassing a bunch of customers who's tried the products, and why they're not super worried about having a 8 to 10x return on investment or return on ad spend? It's because they know their products are so good that people will come back and buy more, right? They will have people come back and buy 5 times over a year when your customers are only coming back once a year. So you need to rely on ROAS because you don't have any repeated customers, customer flow coming in. So when you pay $100 to acquire a customer, you're only getting whatever amount they paid when they checked out with you. You're only getting that back, right? So you're at a massive disadvantage compared to your competitors. And so a true story here, I was actually on a sales call with a potential prospect a few months ago, and they were doing quite well. Like they were doing around 100K a month. But when I was on the call with him, he told me, Rasmus, like we have a massive issue right now in our business, which is why we can't move forward with you today. But when we fix that issue, like we're going to be scaling to 300K a month overnight. Can you guess what it is? The issue was that he didn't have any sticky products. So what he sold was he sold these custom dog collars, and the issue he had was that the quality and the material these dog collars were made of was just so good that the collars would outlast the dog's lives. So when you bought the dog collar once and the name tag, like you would have no reason to buy another one until your dog died. Like, and if you got a dog that was called the same, like, yeah, you could just repurpose that. It would probably even outlive you. And so that just creates so many constraints and so much struggle because you then rely on getting new customers through the door, right? And you don't have any product that people can come back to and just vote with the dollars and say, hey, I want to buy this and it's something I can buy on a repeat basis, right? Like t-shirts, or in his example, he wanted to sell dog food, right? So people could buy the dog collar, they would be super impressed with the quality, and then they could come back and buy dog food, supplements, and everything else on a repeated basis. And then the fifth and final thing that all successful e-commerce brands do is they delegate. So I also talked about this in last week's video, talked about people are generally not good enough at hiring people and hiring good people. But if you don't have an e-commerce brand right now and you're doing like 100K a month where you can actually afford comfortably to hire a person or two with good salary, then, you know, hiring someone full-time might not be for you, but you still have other ways of hiring people. Like one of the options you have right now is just to go on onlinejobs.ph or Upwork and hire a couple VAs. You can get those people for $3 an hour and they'll be super grateful for those $3 an hour. And then you can buy back time with that to focus on what you're really good at. Another thing you can do is you can invest in agencies, or you can buy e-learning, right? Courses online to actually help you develop skills that can move the business forward. And yeah, if you're not making a ton of money, I would probably look for agencies that don't charge 5K a month like a lot of agencies out there do. But I mean, hey, look at us. We don't charge 5K a month on retainer, right? We just charge basically a percentage of whatever we make our clients. So that's probably a better deal for you and something you can easily get into and then scale your business if you don't have a skill set in, let's say, Facebook ads. But having omnipresence can really just transform your brand. So like, let's say you know Facebook ads, right? And you really nailed that. Then go hire a Google Ads agency or go hire an SEO agency. The more presence you can have online, the more sales you make. It's just marketing one-on-one. The one with the most eyeballs, they'll win. But just remember, like even if you know Facebook ads, your time is best spent on what you're really good at. And then what you should be focusing on is just outsourcing everything else that takes up your time, so you can buy back that time and focus more on what you already know. You will get a higher return on investment by just focusing on what you do real well. I guarantee you that. And if you're not good at anything yet, you don't have like a clear-cut skill you're very good at, instead of like, let's say it's Facebook ads, instead of spending 100K on Facebook ads over the next 2 years and just fail over and over again and waste 100K, go buy a couple courses for 5 to 10K and learn that in a matter of weeks, or buy some sort of mentorship program where you can learn it in the next month or so. Like, you'll save not only 24 months of learning and that learning curve that comes with it, but you also save 95 to 90K in just wasted advertising spend. And that is the reason why successful e-commerce brands and e-commerce brands owners, they delegate as much as possible, because they know they can achieve more stuff in a shorter time frame. They can achieve more speed, right? But they can also get a better output from that, because they know that they can focus on what they're good at and other people can focus on what they're good at. So with that being said, that pretty much sums up today's video. I hope you found some real value in this. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below. I would love to help you out. Also, I would massively appreciate it if you leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this time. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.